Welcome back to Let's Play Dunny Legacy, and in this video I'll be reading the 7th Journal of Agnes. Journal entry 574. I know something terrible has happened. A great wash of gloom has penetrated deep within me. It is because of this formidable feeling that I have not written a journal in some time. I cannot tell if it has been 1 day or 10 days since I linked to Galen. Since then I have only slept in this bed, trying to shake off the despair that has overtaken my mind. At first I feared the worst. I now know that the worst is unimaginable. Father was taking me to my next lessons within our library when it appeared. From our view of Kavir, a monstrous cloud began to lick its way from the rock walls and oust itself towards the city. We could hear other people shouting within Dunny, as men and women inside the cloud slumped to the ground. Father looked me into the eyes and said I must link to Galen. He was going to get my mother and sister, then meet me back in the age. To this day I wait for him. Although I realize what this great feeling of dread is. I have lost my family, friends, and even those I did not know, but one day might have. Journal entry 575. Today I've decided to get out of this futile depression that has tried to take control of me. I will live on, and forever carry out the memory of those I loved. I stepped outside to breathe in the air and take in the beauty of this age for the first time since my arrival. Father has never taken me here. I believe it to be one of his works in progress. Even the cave which I linked to was not up to Dunny's standard. The main island is extremely small. I'm on my own, so I've taken the problems at hand into consideration. The barrel which holds my food rations is almost empty. My options are to hunt around this island for fish, find a way to the other island, or use the linking book back to Dunny. To me, Dunny is not an option. No doubt only frightful horrors lie past that link. I can see another larger island from afar. I do not know if it is inhabited. Last night I saw what I thought were lights and perhaps the sound of chanting. All these days in the darkness of the cabin may be getting to me. Journal entry 576. These obstinate fish refuse to be eaten. My attempts to catch even a single fish have ended with no success. With my horrible fishing skills and fresh water running low, I am afraid that I will soon be forced back into Dunny to confront my fears. Journal entry 577. There are natives on the other island. Apparently the noises and lights were not just my imagination. I'm not sure if they want to help me or cook me. Early this morning a small boat arrived at the island, with several young children running around rampant, especially near the gilded sphere, which they are highly curious of. Of course when I approached them, they ran away. Soon afterwards several boats were circling the island, with many faces staring at me till dusk. What am I to them? Surely these people have never seen a young Dunny. Old stories come to my mind. Stories about cannibals to keep children out of ages they were not permitted to visit. I hope that they are just stories. Journal entry 578. They want to help me. The natives knew that I was in need of help. My despair must have been very obvious in my tattered state. Even though we do not share a common language, I accepted an invitation to their island. There was a small feast at dusk. I'm not sure if it was in my favor or an annual event. As dark neared, the elders of the village took me to a storeroom which is hidden in one of the small scattered islands, where I found, to my astonishment, dozens of empty books. They are surely the books used for the art. These will enable me to transcend beyond the walls of Galen. Why Father decided to keep them here, I cannot fathom. Journal entry 579. I made a trip back to the main island by myself today to retrieve the linking book back to Dunny from my own studies. On the way to the bridge controls, I discovered a native sneaking about my room. She was inspecting a Dunny map when I arrived, which raises questions about how often she had explored the room before, and whether or not she had found the linking book to Dunny within the gilded sphere. At first I meant to usher her out of the room, except she pulled out a map and begged for an explanation as to what it was. Soon after, Noira had me trying to explain every new item to her, despite our language barrier. Dunny, I tried to example. Dunny, Nora attempted to pronounce. Dunny. Dunny. Even though the exchange of words didn't get past our names in Dunny, we did get somewhere in communicating. Perhaps Noira's absorbing mind can be the key to unlocking my communication with the rest of the Galen. Journal entry 1253. I cannot find any of my newer journals, so I'll have to settle for using this old one. Simply flipping through these pages brings to life memories of when Nora and I first met. But I stray from the importance of today's events. A man by the name of Castor has linked here to Galen. He claims to have opened up my father's old library back in Dunny and used the linking book from there. There is so much to exchange with the man, and he seems to be extremely interested in the ages we have created. Noira is just as excited as I am to meet a Dunny. It has been so long, and Castor says that the city cavern is safe. Such memories from the years back. Noira is trying to convince me to face the ghosts that I have run from for so long. I've made up my mind now. Tomorrow we will link back to the place that I came from, back to Dunny. And at the end of the journal here you can see this is the symbol for Galen, which is what we'll need for unlocking the door in the final age. So that's it for this journal. So in the next video we'll get back to the main game. So I'll see you then.